Oh my god!
Yes! It is time. It is finally our turn. I can't believe it.
Yes! God damn! God damn!
So, if you're still with us, if you haven't had a heart attack, welcome to the Red Path. On possibly the greatest day for the channel that has happened yet.
This is it.
This is the one.
I haven't even reacted to your face makeup yet. I just can't. I can't.
I'm hyped. I'm this hyped, guys. I'm this hyped.
Oh my god. It's happened. Dude. We're here. We're home. Well, almost. But
home stretch. We have all slogged for so long. We've heard rumors, we've heard speculation, we've heard leaks, but it is official, it's confirmed, it's happening, and it's going to be great. I'm so hyped. There's so much to talk about.
Oh my god. Where do we even start? Like, where do we start?
Let's just run through everything that happened. So hey everyone, if you're tuning in, great to be here, great to have you here. Light up the chat with your hype, because this is huge.
This shit up.
So much happened in that stream. It was actually jam-packed for us. It was really good, I think. Possibly the best stream I've watched, mainly because it was 99% chaos, and that's always a good thing.
Yeah.
But we got some interesting stuff in there, for sure. Absolutely, for sure. Obviously, number one, the world leaders are coming, and, you know...
Oh, dude! I've messed up.
We're all here for it.
Just keep talking, Dara. I'm doing science in the background.
But yeah, we also saw a bunch of new awesome Chaos Space Marine models. We got Possessed. We got a whole host of mortals, from your basic cultists right up to these crazy spawn-looking dudes that are like Tormented, I think they were called, which just outstanding models. We finally have new Possessed, which look honestly out of this world. Like, the Neverborn are back and they're ready to party. They look fantastic. We got the new Demon Prince, who, like, me and Jamie were speaking, I think just before our last stream, we were talking about the Demon Prince we'd seen from the leaks or whatever, and that you were saying, Jamie, that you really wanted something similar to the OG Metal Demon Prince.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know how much more similar you can get, because that guy is it, right? That is it. He is sick. The builds you can do with that guy, wicked. I love it. We also got news on the next season, I guess.
Yeah.
The next bunch of chapter proof stuff. big note there. Points are going to be free from now on. Finally.
Oh, I missed that bit. I was in
Yeah,
and
yeah.
out. Okay.
Yeah, so they said there's no points in the book because point updates are going to be free from now on. So
that's very good.
we are gradually entering the digital age. There was a squat trike. No one cares. No one cares.
Yeah, no one cares about that.
And of course, the World Leader announcement, which I'm so glad they had Stu Black talking about it because that man loves his World Leaders so much. I remember watching a stream years ago where someone asked him what his favorite Legion was, and he said World Leaders, and he was like, "Oh yeah, maybe we should do something with that range someday." And here we are. I'm so hyped.
Yeah.
I'm only sad we didn't see any models, but look, I'll forgive it. It's such a small nitpick.
They confirmed Berserkers, and then they kind of basically hinted at a bunch of extra stuff. Models we wouldn't expect, I think, is the word they used. And
models we would.
Yes.
So we can extrapolate an awful lot from that, right?
Yeah.
We can. So obviously the Berserkers. I like that they referenced how old the kit was. I appreciate that they knew it's awful. But so what can we think from that? So they're saying models that we can expect, right? So that means Red Butchers to me.
I would think so, yeah.
I would say now is the time to look at our range, look at what we can expect from the range. So, Red Butchers, possibly Devourers, Rampagers even, the Corvidae, we could get some seriously cool infantry stuff. Korgors maybe is another thing I would expect. Some cool characters. I mean, I don't know if they're watching the Red Path, but if they're saying models we expect, I'm expecting that Apothecary to come out, so we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, look, it's hype. It's seriously hype.
Yeah. I'm thinking back, something I've personally wanted for a long time is a Berserker Dreadnought. Because, the old Forge World Eaters Dreadnought, and I skipped 40k for a lot of editions, so I'm pretty sure there was some kind of Khorne or Berserker Dreadnought rules at some point. And please, a World Eaters Dread specific, and I just seen a comment in the chat about character. A character World Eaters Dread. Can you imagine dual
so
chain
sick.
Scourge, chain fist?
Yeah, the chain scourge. Bring back the chain scourge.
Give it flamers or combi bolters. I don't give a shit, but it has to be melee only. Has to be, and it just gotta be. Throw this boy forwards, and that night you had, it's gone. That squad of T5 Gravis Marines, it's gone. Oh yes, dude,
it's great. It's great. It's hype. Obviously Angron is pretty much a given, right?
Yes.
Because they said models you're going to expect. Yeah. Everyone's expecting Angron. This is the closest we're going to get to confirming it without them saying Angron is coming. But he's coming, guys. He's going to be there for sure amongst everything else, and probably a host of really sick stuff to come along.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, huge colossal news. I don't want it to overshadow everything else, but obviously it's going to because, Discord exploded when it happened. I was like, I just couldn't believe it. I was screaming so much. I was like, this is finally it. The way they just dropped it, where he's like, someone asked about World Leaders. Well, let's give you some World Leaders. I was like, what? Excuse me?
So I basically woke up about half hour before the stream started, which is early for me, and had my shower, had half a cup of coffee, loaded up Twitch on my phone. And I figured if we were lucky, we were going to start with CSM stuff, and we did. And we got the Cultist and the Possessed, and this is all really cool stuff. There should be pictures on the screen for anyone who hasn't seen it, but it's all over on Warcom. Then, they kind of filtered off that, and we went into that squat bike thing, which again, no one cares about. And then, shortly afterwards, you still there, Dara? I think Dara is frozen in time, so take your screenshots now of that face. Alright, let me bring up Discord so he can message me and tell me what's going on. But whilst that was going on, it was amazing. There was so much stuff, and then, like Dara just said, the comment about the about World Eaters. His Dara's laptop crashed, so he'll be back in a few minutes. But when they said about the comment about World Eaters, oh, here he is, and no, he's out of the chat. So let me just fix this. Pure professionalism here, guys. Sorry. We'll figure that out in a minute. So they lost. I can't even speak. Normally we have show notes and we feed off of each other, but yeah, just completely unprepped for this because it's just insanity. And then they brought up the interview and start going through stuff. It was madness, absolute madness. Like anyone who's watching this, who's in the Discord at the time, it was like bam, 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 bam. Everyone just all caps, absolutely all caps, and it's just absolutely amazing. Dara can certainly feel the warp overtaking him. He has become a Cultist champion with that, with his face paint there. But yeah, alright, I'm going to go through some of these comments here while we're waiting on Dara. I'm not going to be able to go, oh, he's coming back. So, hopefully anyway, he's connecting. But yeah, let's look at some of these comments briefly. Let's see what we've got here. It's just a lot of all caps anger, which is what I want to see. Here he is. Alright. Can you hear me, Dara?
Hello?
Hello?
I'm
he's on his phone. He's on his phone.
Yeah, I'm on the phone. my PC or my laptop is officially gone. It just perma-died. Yeah.
It couldn't handle the hype. It couldn't handle it.
No, it's gone forever. It's gone forever.
Oh mate, I'm sorry.
It just came up like blue screen, and then it gave me this error message I've never seen before. So that's it.
Okay, it's kill, maimed, and burned. So
absolutely.
Oh.
So yeah, here I am tuning in from the phone. What's up?
Brilliant.
Talk about improv. Talk about professionalism.
I do want to quickly shout out it was Royal. It was Lee. Royal Purple said he got accepted for a Masters today. I did catch that. So congrats to you, mate. I don't know if you're in the chat here, but congrats, because yes, this is a great day. Dara has made the ultimate sacrifice.
I'll take it. I don't care. Laptop can go. If it's a trade between the laptop and the world leaders, I'll take the world leaders. No
Absolutely.
problem. No problem.
Yeah, I would willingly sacrifice your laptop as well, because now you have to get a new one.
True.
All right.
But yeah, so how is everyone doing? Like, how's the hype? What's it looking like right now?
I was just about to try and go through the chat, and it's just mental in here. It's just a lot of absolutely everyone going crazy, and which is what we want.
For sure.
I did mention, I talked about how when we stream or do a video, we always have show notes. We kind of talk about it beforehand. And as the Twitch stream was wrapping up, I messaged you and said, how long can you be? And you're like, let's go. So we jumped on.
Straight in.
And we're like, okay, don't say anything. Let's go live. This is it. This is just as close to our genuine reactions as we can give you. Oh my, dude, all right, let's go down to anger level 9.9, okay?
Let's talk about things before.
Yes, right.
let's give some context.
We've got the cultists, okay? So we've got the new regular cultists, which look like they're all pistol and sword. That may be, from the comments they made about the Death Guard, Codex being able to use them. I'm going to assume we can run auto guns as well, but we only.
I believe they also said there's going to be options in the kit. So I can assume that we'll have the autogun option, which is nice that, it's not going to be this weird mixed thing that they've done sometimes where it's like, oh, I have 4 autoguns and 6 combat dudes. Fantastic.
Yeah.
But look, the cultists look like cultists, which is great. Really tie in nicely with the Servants of the Abyss from Blackstone, which is pretty hype if you have those already. That's sick. But yeah, they look great. We all love our cultists. Now, what has me stoked, and I mentioned this to you a couple of times, right? Is that they said a few times in the stream that if you want to run an army of just cultists, now you can.
Yeah.
And I'm there for it. I'm so there for it.
Vibe,
yeah. I don't really mind that world leaders are going to drop out of the book and we're going to get our own thing now, because if I can run my renegades and heretics army like I want, with these waves of mutated dudes and these giant spawn looking things and maybe a squad of marines in there, I'm ready for it.
I really like the torment. Now, okay, so we've got the regular cultists, we got the a cursed cultist, I think they was called, something like that. The torments, which are like the basically chaos spawn, and then the HQ squad. So obviously the cultists we know about. The mutant cultists they talked about would be stronger, tougher. I'm gonna guess maybe they'll be like strength 4 on the charge or something like that.
I've seen a leak of their data sheet, which is strength and tough 4.
Really?
So yeah, they're a bit meatier, which is like, I guess, or maybe they were tough 3. I can't remember. One of them was a 4 anyway. I can't really recall.
Yeah, maybe
they look decent
or something.
Yeah, I mean, the models themselves are outstanding.
Yeah.
Like that squad is the definition of John Belanche's image of Chaos Space Marines. Like it is beyond perfect.
Yeah.
You know, for me, and I can see a lot of people using those torments as Chaos Spawn in their Thousand Suns in their deck guard because it looks like they're about that size. You know, which is like I'm there for it.
Yeah. I'll be really interested to see. Now it does look like where they mentioned about word bearers and Alpha Legion, obviously in the lore running huge swathes of cultists, and you know most legions do at various points. I know there's a short story in one of the compilation books, and I want to say it's a Khorne cultist band against some, I don't know, regular Marines, who cares. But yeah, I just like the idea of being able, we've got this new list archetype. We're gonna, you know, obviously we're not talking about World Eaters right now because we're just not in the book. We'll be, you know, alongside it. But, you know, for any of our other Marine player or Chaos Marine players, your word bearers, I'm super excited for word bearers especially because I just love them anyway. But I just want to see cultist hordes. And I'm even thinking, like, just think about the narrative play people can do now. Like, you know, if you're going to do like a 3-game campaign, you get like 3,000 points of cultists or something, and then, you know, okay, they're dead, so you come in again. Now you've got your like your demon engines and stuff, and then finally you've got your elite Marine Corps coming in the final battle after you've withered down the enemy foot. I don't know, man. It's just
there's a lot of ways you can bring elements of the story, elements of the narrative that you've always wanted to. Now you can actually portray it on, and that cultist HQ squad is just something special. Like that is. There's so much.
Each
individual model in that squad is outstanding. Like,
which one?
Seriously, the command squad, like the guy with the trapped psyker, the guy with the banner, the leader dude, and these two, those bodyguards with the big great swords. Oh man, they're exceptional. Like I'm so ready to just. Like, if you even think about the modeling potential, the conversions, I cannot wait to see some people's armies where they just have hundreds of unique looking cultists mixed and matched from like ranges of Necromunda, from Age of Sigmar, from all these other things. Like I'm so hype on it. I just need to do that kind of stuff, you know. It's going to be so cool.
I'm just I'm bringing up it's only going to be on my screen, but I'm just trying to find the pictures because there's I just want to jump back onto the Demon Prince briefly. They ain't got the pictures on there. There we go. One of the head options, because I know there was a lot of talk about the heads. The Khorne style head, I think looks badass. It's got the thick horns, like
got the big beard as well,
canine look, and the beard. Then you've got like the bird-like avian Zinch one. The Slanesh one's got the real sort of demonette kind of androgynous. Sort of like succubus kind of build, and the
Nurgle one for me, dude. The Nurgle one kicks it out of the park, like the little creepy hood and the way oversized tongue, and that is just like that's never going back in his mouth, you know. And like everything about that Demon Prince just screams 40k to me, you know. It's like it is like that. He has stepped out of a 3rd edition Codex, you know, and he is right there, and I'm like, just.
He's got the warp bolter. He has the warp bolter.
They called it like a chitin bolter, which I think is like the bolter from like 3rd edition or something like that. Yeah, so sick. But like and the sword, the Hellforce sword is just the talents, like everything. I'm gonna need to buy like 4 of those models to make like so many, and like we're not even considering like all the kit bashing potential with other kits in there and stuff. Like it's just such an amazing sculpt. Like They really said it well on stream where they were like the the modeling capacity is now at the level where they can just bring the artwork to life on the tabletop. And you know what? I totally agree. Like, seeing these new models, I'm like, yep. Like, the Possessed are just... And they said there's options in the Possessed kit. It's not just a single build. You can have, like, multiple different things. I'm already just, like, Argel Tal inside that squad, all painted up. They're going to be hype. Yeah. So fucking hype. And it looks like the greater Possessed models will just, slot into that unit perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. Really stunning stuff.
I do want to go back to the Torments, the big ones, because
you're a big fan of these guys, right?
Yeah. So obviously we had the rumor engine, and we got that one revealed here. So obviously you're about to have no idea what I'm talking about here. But one of my favourite movies of all time is The Thing, right? The original.
I've seen The Thing. I've seen The Thing.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen The Thing.
All right, you're allowed to.
When it comes to old horror, I got it.
Okay, cool. So, there were people in the Twitch stream talking about it as well. But the big fat dude, that's maybe the wrong word. The one with it's got like the Slaneshi crab claws and stuff, and it's like the body split into two, and he's holding like a purity seal or a chaos seal or something. And then the guy that was revealed is the rumor engine. They really have that vibe to me, like. Just like the body has been exploded, like the demon is finally pushing its way out from the mortal shell, and oh my god! Actually,
I'm just gonna put this out there that we've been talking in the Team Red Path channel on the Discord. I think it was KB's came up with this like absolutely lunatic idea of running 15 spawn. I'm just saying, the models are there now if you want them to be. I'm going to make a Beastmaster with a giant whip, and he's just going to be driving these guys forward into battle, Yeah. I might actually, you know what? I might make a guy on, like, a demon horse and have him on, like, the same base as these guys, and he's just driving these dudes forward. Maybe I'll give him a giant cattle prod, actually. He's just, zapping them.
AOS, the Blood Secretor or something, there's the guy, and he has a whip. That's his kind of role. Stick him on, like, the skull, not the skull cannon, the blood, the alternate build for the skull cannon. Where
I know the one.
Yeah, the HQ choice or something like that.
One thing I love as well, sorry to cut across, but like about the new basic cultist, right? The diversity, the variance in that squad. It's not just like muscly dudes with six packs,
Yeah.
You've got like a lovely mix of different models, different sizes, Like I know they referenced in stream the guy with the dad bod. I'm about that guy. Like he's freaking sick. If you can give him a big auto cannon or something like that, or heavy stubber even, or like a flamer, like just there's so much thought.
Yeah.
The care put into sculpting these models, and like the accursed ones. I think there's one guy, and he's basically just a pair of legs, and everything up from the legs is just like melted goop and faces and mouths, and I'm like, you know what? It's literally all I want. It's just like goons galore is the way I look at this. Just absolute lunacy, and it's exactly to a T what I wanted to see.
All right, sorry everyone. Hold on a second. Let's get my private details. I'm trying to get the actual web page on the screen right now, just so we can actually sort of talk about what we're doing. I just gave away my bookmarks there. Hopefully I didn't dox myself. But okay, so that should be set up there. This guy on the screen right now. Actually, let's adjust that. The guy's he's just there's it's just gross.
They're gross. They're so gross, and I love it. Yeah, absolutely. I can see deck guard players just being hype on this because they're like, cool, now I have cultists and poxwalkers that just look different. They bring it, especially Tzeentch as well, like Tzeentch cultists now with like, I can even see people running these as like Zangor proxies, where it's just like twisted humans that have fallen in with 1,000 Suns. Like, they, to me, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but they definitely speak to me across multiple different ranges, and I feel like there's capacity there to actually include these in a variety of different things, which is fantastic. It's exactly what we want to see.
Yeah.
You know, cross-faction, cross-codex compatibility with models. It's perfect, you know. I know they did say, like, not everything from the new Cultist range is going to be available in the new... it won't be ported into Deck Garden. It's a shame, but I get it, that, like, otherwise then it would be like this Renegades and Heretics army that kind of slots into various codexes, which doesn't really make sense in a Thousand Sons or Deck Guard sense.
Yeah.
And I still feel like you can use these models in those armies, you know, if you really want to, there's nothing stopping you.
Yeah, like just the options, like I've got the accursed guys on the screen right now. Like, depending on how the multi-part, how they slot together and stuff, or, you know, just with some creative knife work, basically. Like the kit bashing and everything else is just going to be so amazing. And then
I can't wait to see, like, what the talented painters on social media do when they get their hands on these things, because the grimdark sort of sector of Instagram is going to explode with just gorgeous models coming out left, right, and center. It's going to be crazy. I feel like this is going to be a big turning point for, like, grimdark painters, where they're actually getting models now that support their artistic vision. You know, it's not just like, you're not forcing the grimdark aesthetic on these models that don't necessarily take to it. You're actually like, the base that I'm working from here is already lent to the vision that I want to create, which is fantastic. Like, man, I just can't wait to get my hands on these guys, you know, like, everything I want. As I said to the boys, I've never had financial collapse happen to me so fast in such a short space of time. In 1 hour, I went from plenty of savings to nothing.
Yeah.
Just nothing.
Yeah, it's... Well, I don't even know... Like, because I want all this stuff. Like, I'll probably buy all the Cultist range to get, you know, a good amount of them. You know, probably... You know, at least one of the HQ squads, several of the Tormentors and the Accursed, and then Cultists I'll just get as I need. And I'll probably paint them slightly more generic. Like, my current Cultists all have, like, a red, you know, theme to them. They're not just red, but they have, like, you know, red robes and stuff. These I may go for something a bit more generic, just in case they don't carry over to World Eaters, just so then I've got, like, a Word Bearers themed Lost in the Damned army just for fun, if nothing else. Because, you know, obviously with the Psyker in the HQ unit, I can't see that carrying over to World Eaters and stuff like that.
Right.
But
I just love the idea of having this army, right? And you've got a few hundred cultists, right? And you got all this, like, variants and these crazy mutated stuff, and maybe you're bringing in some spawn as well. And then in amongst it all, got, like, 5 chosen.
Yeah.
And, like, an aspiring champion or a lord, and that's the only Marines you have in the army.
Yeah.
It brings stories from the books right out, right into your hands, onto the table. I'm there for it. I'm so there for it. Like, the variety of builds that we will be able to pull out of this is going to be crazy.
So, this is a few years ago, well before the Red Path. I had a narrative game. And I think it was kind of inspired by a Winter's SEO game that I'd watched, and it was the World Eaters, like, sort of strike force or whatever, invaded a like a ship, you know, like a marine ship or whatever, because they had a relic dreadnought on there that was, you know, formerly property of the World Eaters, you know, the old Legion, and to wake him up, and then, like, the dreadnought, they wake him up, and then, you know, I gained the dreadnought to fight the overwhelming numbers of the... Whatever, that doesn't matter, but I'm just thinking things like that, like, your Cultist army, and you're like, you don't have to rescue, but, like, maybe awaken a dreadnought, and that is the only Marine model you get. Or it's like, once you're at half strength, that's when the Terminators deep strike in to come in, not to reinforce, because, fuck the Cultists, but they come in because now the path has been cleared, like, strategically, and you just have this elite force of the Marines, the Chosen and the Lord, or whatever, and the Cultists are just, they've painted the earth red with their blood,
right? Yeah.
But they've taken enough of the enemy's ammunition that now the whichever legion you're running can just, okay, now we do our thing. We come in, just walk right in and claim skulls. And I don't know,
It's great. It's great. Like, I feel like for narrative players, it's a huge win.
Yeah.
You know, the ability to like just bring all the visions that you have for your army to life. I feel like you could basically cover any theme that you want to for Chaos Space Marines now, which is just brilliant. It's fantastic. But yeah, so that's sick. Great new models for Chaos. The new chapter approved stuff is pretty exciting too. I know it kind of like flew under the radar.
I missed that kind
I think
of
you were too hype. You were too hype. The red fog was just over. So they didn't really give too much. Yeah, didn't give too much away. But so 2 things. Obviously, free points now, which is awesome. Sorry, 3 things. I lied.
Okay.
There's going to be all the secondaries for every faction, whether they have a codex or not, is going to be in this book, and they're being updated. So they said they've been balanced against each other now, which is good.
That
will be interesting to see. Armies that don't have a codex are also going to be getting a full range of faction secondaries inside this as well. Sweet. Going to be cool.
Yes.
Going to be cool. They said armies like Chaos Demons and Imperial Guard, which implies that Chaos Space Marines will be out before this book drops, which is good. Then they also said, so what's that? Free points, secondaries. Oh yeah, and CPs are going to be
I did catch the command
rare.
Point comment. Yeah.
I'm into it because CPs right now, they're like this currency that is in such abundance that it's not really a currency at all. You know, you're getting this significant power boost for very little in response. It's an interesting one. I think I like it for an overall balance. Obviously, I don't like it myself for my army because I'm like, I'll have less CPs, but so will everyone else. And they did allude to the fact that this will probably tone down, like, you know, turn 1 alphas where you just stack all the CP on one unit, blow someone away. Sweet, great. Will be really interesting to see how that develops. A little bit sad that the book itself is still a book, but at least the points are going to a PDF.
Yeah.
Maybe if they see that that's going to be really popular, they'll start to transition as things go on. Yeah. This might be the start of the transition. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
It's really hard to say. But
Games Workshop isn't going to... They're going to stagger things. They're a slow-moving, multi-million-pound business. Everything's going to be like one step at a time. And I
would just say
it's
a 50% reduction.
Yeah.
In the amount of books you had to buy.
And the book sounds worth it as well. It's not just missions. It's if you've got all the faction secondaries in there, like you said, we get a significant change to the core game, not just the missions themselves, with the CP change, and obviously with points going to free for everyone, which is always how it should have been. It puts value in the book. Obviously, we both agreed the last chapter approved was shit. It's just absolutely terrible. I did unfortunately have to buy it because I was at a tournament and no one else had one, so I did buy a copy. But that was the only reason, because it was right when it was released and it wasn't on Wikipedia yet, so I didn't have a choice.
Yeah, what can you do?
Only the TO had one, but whatever. But this book sounds like the old chapter approved. You know, like the end of the year chapter approved, which had a lot of stuff. This is obviously focused more on the grand tournament, the match play competitive stuff, which is fine for us. And you know, they're still bringing out their narrative books and Warzone books for anyone who's more into the general, the larger audience of 40k. They mustn't be forgotten. But for those of us who do rely on, you know, frequent rules updates, balances, missions staying healthy and variable, reducing that paper by 50% and making the paper we do purchase actually of value, I'm here for.
Right, yeah. So one thing that they said in the stream, which like I didn't even think of, but it's quite true, that like now if you're the kind of person who likes a match play game or, you know, a tighter, more balanced game, but you don't necessarily want to play tournament games, you can just get your points for free for your match play games. You don't have to worry about this book, which is really good because I didn't even think that before. Match play people who wanted points updates would have had to buy the tournament book, even though they weren't necessarily using it.
Yep.
So it's more streamlined, I guess, now, where it's kind of like pick what you want. Obviously, I would love to see it still go to fully digital.
Yep.
Again, really hope this is the start of something. GW, if you're listening, please keep pushing with this stuff. Like, this is what we want to see, and going forward, it would be great if it was fully digital.
Yeah.
But look, there's going to be some big shakeups. Obviously, we have our own codex coming and all that, but like we can't forget that the meta of the overall game is going to change with a new chapter approved coming out. I imagine in July. They said the second half of the year, so I will assume.
When did the first one came out? Or the last one came out. I want to say in February because that was
late January. Started
I know
February,
it was after the LVO or right after because I ended up not going to the LVO, but I had a tournament like an RTT 2 weeks after, and I want to say that was the weekend or the weekend after it released. So I think we may see it early August. Would be my guess.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, Mark said it was right after LVO, so yeah, could be. July, August is going to be the time frame, depending on how set in concrete their 6-month period is.
Let's see. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
I do want to mention briefly about the CP change now that I've kind of had a few minutes to digest it, because a lot of the times I'll play armies or have been playing armies on TTS, like your Custodies, Tyranids, and stuff like that. A lot of builds will spend quite a lot of CP early on multiple warlord traits, extra relics, as they should, because you want to run the strongest army you can. Start the game with 3 or 4, but then they also have a way, you're getting your 1 a turn from the command phase, then you're also, getting 1 from your warlord or something like that, so it never really hurt them. But now, if we don't know what we're going to be limited to, like we typically start with 12, I'll spend anywhere from 3 to 6, even before I touch the table, and then another 1 or 2 on Frenzy. I can blow all my CP again in a turn 1 charge with my Warp Talons if I have to. 3 upgrades for this, and then Fury of Khorne, 6 gone there, and I can end round 1 with nothing. So it is going to be interesting. Presumably,
it's possibly going to be a nerf to us.
Well,
we don't know. Because we could have.
Because as we've kind of gleaned, it's most likely this is going to come out after the Chaos book, and we'll get a White Dwarf within a few weeks of the Chaos book. So we may have a period of a week or 2 where we can't really. We'll probably just use our old rules, is what it will be. But once we can use World Eaters, White Dwarf, and Codex Space Marines, or whatever we end up doing, I'm sure Red Butchers will go to a points upgrade, or a unique unit with their own rules, depending on how the White Dwarf facts it. So there's 2 CP back in our hands right there. Depending on what we can do with Warp Talons and our new stratagems that we get, if we get any, I think it will be okay. As long as we're not left in the dust for too long, which it doesn't sound like we will be. I think we'll be okay. We'll be in the same boat as everyone else, which is fine. Either everyone has 1 million CP or everyone has half a dozen CP. Not these situations like in 8th where you could run triple guard battalion or whatever. Everyone has balance, and then with the new secondaries being updated for everyone, that is a huge leveler for the competitive scene. That's huge, because the long war for us, right? I mean, if I have a good game, I'm scoring 7 or 8 points off it typically. It's not the best, but it's at least an option where it used to be shit, I've got to grind them down because there's nothing else. So but it gave us as Chaos players, I think, access to a few more victory points in a game, because it stacked us with Stranglehold and some of the mission tertiaries. So if we get access to, say, 3 or just 2 new secondaries, and maybe they tweak the Long War a bit to make it 4 VP a turn or something like that, Guard gets some better stuff. Chaos Knight, or Knights in general, are going to get new secondaries with their book. I don't know, man. I don't want to be super hopeful and be disappointed, but I think this new chapter approved and this new season is going to reinvigorate the game from the doldrums we've been in, I think, across the board. Not just Chaos players, everyone. Every Tau player I've spoke to or played against, they're like, man, I'm sorry, but this is the army I'm playing, and let's see what happens. Sure, there's some tryhards that are just loving being a net lister, but there's been a reduction in fun for almost everyone, I would argue. Even those people who are just stomping tournaments because they're like...
To sort of balance out the scales overall. So depending on how this goes, if it can further bring it towards equilibrium, we could be in for a very, very interesting, very fun latter half of 2022 competitively, which is fantastic because I have so many tournaments booked in and I just can't wait. I mean, like, if everything, again, I'm like you, I don't want to be too hopeful. Yeah. It could go any way, but like, if it's been well balanced, if it's been well thought out, if the kind of new coterie of, we'll say, top tier players that are supposed to be involved in the balancing are kind of, having their say heard, we could actually stand to have a very, very interesting second half of the year. The next season could actually really, as you said, revitalize the game, bring a lot of people back. Chaos is looking to be in a very interesting position at that point. I think it's going to be cool. We'll have to see how it plays out.
Yeah, I'm really hopeful for it. As low as we were when we did our last chat about the last chapter approved, and just looking at how this one looks like it's going to be, I think maybe they've listened. But I mean, GW is going to GW. They go through these phases. They give us 8th edition and all this like hope, and then it tails off, and you get this like weird meta, and then we get 9th edition, and we have all this hope, and then we get like the Drukhari book on has kind of been like, oh my god, how is the next book going to break us? And terrible chapter approved release, and the second data slate, I think, which nerfed people that needed nerfed 6 months previously, and didn't do anything about the custodies or whatever it was. But it looks like we're back on track. It looks like we've got some real commitments, some soft commitments at least, if that's a thing, to improving the actual business model with 3 points. It looks like the game, they've figured out some serious ways to balance the game in a very balanced way as well, by giving everyone the same stuff. Everyone's got a seat at the table, and we've just got to fight over what's on the table now. There's still going to be stronger armies. Some armies are going to suffer more from a CP reduction, others less, but that's an issue we're going to have to deal with. Okay. So that's really it about the chapter approved, right?
Right, yeah. Yep.
Okay. So we've talked about the new Chaos model, most of them, the new Chaos models. I think the Possessed look amazing. Just everything looks amazing. But look, World Eaters Codex, we've kind of talked about it a little bit, but in a kind of like blood crazed, what the hell is going on?
Right,
this is somewhere below 100% in certainty. Can someone let me know in the chat if we're still live, because I just got a weird message on my OBS. But yeah, just shoot me, just say we're live, or audio quality is good, or something like that. But Red Butchers, 99% certain. Okay, we're back. All right, thank you. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, Red Butchers in some form. When they mentioned about units you may not expect, or whatever their exact words were. Yeah, sorry about the connection, guys. I'm not sure what's going on. It shows me I'm good right now. But yeah, hopefully we'll be good. Teeth of Khorne. Like, come on, man.
It's possible. It's possible, dude.
Because it's shooting, right?
Yeah.
So, alright, I'm going to spoil the red path here, because one of the videos I'm kind of half working on is what I'd like to see for World Eaters outside of the combat phase, right? Outside of the charge and fight phase. Because,
right, yeah.
You know, that's always a thing. Like, it doesn't matter how much we can kill in the combat phase, you've got to get there. You've got to survive getting there. Something I'm trying to work out a rule for is units that have guns, you know, a ranged profile. In the shooting phase, if they're engaged, they can make melee attacks with those guns, like bludgeoning people with the bolt guns and stuff. Instead of shooting pistols, and, you know, some armies, I think, can, you know, like your Tau vehicle infantry crisis suits can shoot in combat and stuff. I just imagine a squad of World Eater Havocs with heavy bolters, and like, we're not going to stand here doing nothing, right? We're going to beat you with our heavy bolters to push you far enough away so we can draw our chainswords, that sort of thing. And so I could, come on, man. Fire Fist, right? From the Black Legion books.
That's taking me back.
You, Chris, someone in the chat, let me know who I'm talking about here. You don't call him Fire Fist though, but just or imagine heavy weapons. You know how like the old Terminator Lord kit, the combi bolter's got like the underslung chainsword.
Right.
There's several models of that. Imagine our heavy weapons come with underslung chainswords.
Bayonets, yeah,
chain bayonets.
That'd be great.
Just stuff like that. I could see, hopefully, a heavy weapons squad, but it's like a combat heavy weapons. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, for sure. I think that would possibly fall into the like unexpected category. I mean, like it's really hard to say what would be unexpected because we're not expecting it, right? So. Super hard to predict, but it seems like they're putting a lot of thought into this, putting a lot of care into it. I'm quite interested, I'm quite hopeful. I'm obviously uncontrollably excited for the fact that we finally got the confirmation that we've been waiting for since we started the channel. Since I've been playing the World Leaders for 4 years, just being like, someday we'll get our Codex. Well, now it's coming, and everyone has been saying it. Every conversation in the Discord, I don't think a day has gone by where people haven't been like, man, I'd love a Codex, or I can't wait for the Codex, blah, blah, blah. It's happening. It's happening. Like, the countdown is well and truly here.
And from what they said, from how they built up the World Eaters Codex, and also based on the Sisters release, what we can expect from the Squats release, I think this is going to be more Death Guard style than 1,000 Suns. Right, 1,000 Suns have Magnus, Aramon, the Exalted Sorcerers, Rubric, Scarab Occult, and then an AOS, like the Mutalith Vortex Beasts, I think an AOS model ported over. Whereas Death Guard, complete, like absolutely a ton of units. Not all of them are great, but there's so many options, and then you've got 2 or 3 versions of each Plague Marine to, you had the Japanese. Thank you.
Who dies first?
Scrotchy McDumpwaffle offered $5 in skulls. Dara pulls that word bearer look fairly well.
It's what I was going for. I contemplated taking a full page from the Book of Lorgar, but you know what? I found out I'm a pretty decent miniature painter. Not a great face painter. Like, I was like working in the mirror being like, yeah. Of course, this is genuine Abaddon Black as well, for anyone who's wondering. This isn't any fancy eyeliner or anything. This is pure Abaddon Black. I hope it comes out in the shower. Because I do have work tomorrow.
Scrotchy,
so...
thank you very much, mate.
I mean, it's like you say, though, the deck card range, it's complete, it's full, it's defined. I hope we get the same treatment. I mean...
I think we will.
I'm praying to the Blood God we can use those. Yeah, for sure. Korgors is one for me that I would love to see. The really scary looking big bruisers.
Yeah.
Like, I think, okay, if we think about it logically, we have to consider like the Deck Guard Codex as a building block that we can base our assumptions off, right? So if we look at the units that are present in the Deck Guard book and try and make assumptions, make predictions based off that, we have your standard Plague Marines, cool, that'll be Berserkers. We have 2 types of Terminators, Devourers, Red Butchers, cool. Some unique HQs like the Lord of Contagion will get some form of Terminator, Bruiser, I'm pretty sure. Angrod's going to be there, Khorne will be there. They don't need to resculpt Khorne. I hope they don't waste time and resource doing that. He's a fantastic model. So then you have the really other like esoteric kind of stuff like the plague holders, the mortar tanks, you have the blight drones.
Yes.
Like, it speaks to me that we could get a similar amount of demon engines, I would say. Like we've always said, the lesser brass scorpion. It could be there. It could be there.
Well,
like now I feel more confident than ever that the lesser brass scorpion is going to be a thing.
We're going to have to see what their theme, right? Because there's going to be a theme. Do they go with like the insect-like demon engine? Do they go for because like the Death Guard, right? You got the Mephitic Blight Hauler, which is the weird kind of like tripod sort of scooter car thing. You got the Fetid Blight Drone, which is the green turd that has wings.
Keep going. Yeah, keep going, please. Can we do the entire Demon Engine catalog with
And
your
the
weird
PBC
descriptions of them.
But there's
What's the PBC, Jamie? What is it?
It's a peanut butter chocolate tank. I don't know. Well, no, it's like a backwards Lehman Russ or something. I don't know. But
it's based off a tank from the Horus Heresy that Mortarion designed.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Which is actually pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But there's definitely like the theme. They're very kind of curved, and it's kind of got that. Not decaying. I mean, obviously you paint them to be looking like they're decaying and rotting and stuff, but it's half organic, half machine, right? Yes, they're demon engines, but not in the same way like the Mauler Fiend is, which is just a mechanical beast. These are machines which are like evolving into demons. It's kind of from the other way around.
There is like a sort of like that theme does run through a lot of the GW models. Like the Mauler does have its share of flesh, so does the Forge Fiend.
Yeah.
But if you look at like things like the Brass Scorpion or the Bloodslaughter, they are a lot more mechanical, like you say. Even the Lord Discordant is highly mechanical.
Yeah.
So it will be interesting. I'm expecting a more mechanical aspect. I'm expecting lots of like lobstered plating, lots of like trim, probably a share of chainmail is going to be incorporated, lots of big blades, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if we look, I would say now is a fantastic time to look at the Warhammer Wiki and to really admire the dearth of different Khorne demon engines that have existed in the past, and to begin speculating which one of those is going to become an actual model. I think there's one, it's like the Doom Wheel of Khorne. That's up there for me. The Brass Tower or something like that. The one it's like a tank with a big tower on the top.
Tower of Skulls.
Tower of Skulls, that's it, yeah. So there's so many.
Let me read you some names, Dara. Let me
give me some names.
Okay, Demon Engines of Khorne. The Blood Reaper. Perfect.
That sounds brilliant.
Yeah. Blood Slaughterer. We all love a good Blood Slaughterer.
I love
Blood
it,
Throne of Khorne. The Brass Scorpion. Cauldron of Blood. Death Dealer. Doom Blaster. Khitan / Skull Reaper. The Lord of Battles. The Lord of Skulls.
The Lord of Battles.
The Skull Cannon of Khorne. And the Tower of Skulls. The Tower of Skulls.
Would be sick. I think that's the one that like everyone low key wants. Make a Lord of War sized Tower of Skulls, and we're there. Like we're so there for it.
And it's got that famous kit bash. I think it's a Baneblade with that
with
AOS
the Age of Sigmar. Yeah. Please.
Oh god, I want to say the wiki doesn't have a picture of the epic model. I want to say there was an old epic model. Let's see what the Lord of Battles is like, because I don't remember that one. Looks like the old. Looks like a version of the old Blood Slaughterer. You've seen the old Blood Slaughterer?
Yeah.
The wheels
Goofy.
and stuff. Looks
yeah,
like
I love that guy. It's like a weird, like, you know, like when they put like a dog in like the wheelchair sometimes.
Yeah.
That's that guy to me.
It basically, I bet it's probably an alternate build for the Lord of Skulls from the design, because he's got a big melee hand, a Gatling cannon hand, and then he's on a tank base. So I'm sure.
So I'm going to hit you with what was up until this moment my secret hope for a unit I want to see in the World Leaders Codex. I don't know if I've told you. I think I spoke about this with one other person. But Juggernaut Cavalry,
okay,
and the Marines on the back all have chain glaives.
Yes. Yep. What?
Yep.
Oh my god, yes.
Who dies first?
Oh!
XYZ Dude Zero offered $5 in skulls. I'm just mad that a bunch of people are going to be muscling in on my favorite faction.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's going to be all about muscle, so
yeah.
Let's see right to the top.
Let's address that, because that has been something like I've been yes and no about, because on the one hand, something Dara and I both agree on is like we don't gatekeep, right? We want everyone to enjoy this hobby and be like just love it, and especially the World Eaters as the absolute best goddamn faction out there. We want everyone in, but I do understand it's like everyone's going to jump on the World Eaters train, right? Because there'll be an amazing list. Someone's going to like place a major with them, and then I jump on TTS. Oh, you're playing World Eaters, but last time I played you, it was Tau, and the time before that was Casties. I get it. But at the end of the day, that's going to happen no matter what. I think we need to enjoy it, and the fact is, all of us, you know, following the Red Path, or who have just been playing World Eaters for years, we are going to be leagues ahead of everyone who jumps in, and you know they get their TTS army, and maybe they've got like 500 points in real life. They're not going to have a chance. I'm sorry. Even if the rules are very, very different when we get a World Eaters Codex, we've got the mindset, we've got the adaptability. Anyone who's been playing World Eaters, we're going to just storm right in. I'm not saying, you know, Team Red Path's going to suddenly win the ITC or anything. I'm not saying that at all.
We will, but let's get to that when we get there.
Yeah. It's already been ordained. I've already, you know, slaughtered 888 chickens. But I didn't really. Very animal friendly here. But I think those of us who have been playing World Eaters, whether for fun, whether in tournaments, whatever, we've done the work, and the evolution for the new rule set isn't going to be so drastic that it means nothing, right? We're going to go in, and you're going to go to an RTT or a Major or a GT or something, and you're going to see, wow, there's 6 other World Eaters players here, and they're going to be like, they're going to have their freshly 3-colour airbrushed World Eaters, right? And you're going to come in with whatever model options you want, because we've been collecting them. You know, I've got almost 20,000 points now. There isn't a list I can't build, really, other than Triple Lord of Skulls. I can run 2, but not 3. But we're going to be okay. People will muscle in.
And let's not gatekeep it either. You know, everyone's here to have fun. At the end of the day, if people want to start playing World Eaters, I'm cool with that. You know, let's grow the love. The more people that are playing it, the more that Games Workshop will be inclined to create new models for the range and stuff like that. So, to be honest, the more World Eater players I see, the better. Like, we're gonna go from quite a niche faction to an extremely popular one. There's going to be growing pains with that. Like, let's not kid ourselves. Like, it will be a really interesting time of transition. But like, it's not going to be a bad thing. You know, I'm always hyped to see more people getting in on the faction, the chat being better. There's going to be more interesting discussions happening. You know, it's going to be cool. Like, don't stress about it. And look, if you've been a hardcore World Eater player for a very long time, as Jamie says, that's going to tell. You know, it's going to be quite obvious. So don't stress. You know, it's going to be a great time.
Yeah, I think there's nothing to fear from this except more worthy opponents to destroy, dominate, decapitate, absolutely massacre, kill, maim, burn. You know, that's the thing. We're gonna be winning everything because we're just complete badasses. So the only opponent that's going to give us any kind of trouble is another World Eater. So we want more World Eaters.
Which has there ever been a more perfect mirror match than World Eaters versus World Eaters? Like, there really hasn't. If the top table of the LVO is a recreation of the Battle of Scalathrax, I'm down with that. You know, like, that's sick. But they did, interestingly. I'll need to rewatch it because I think I was losing my mind a bit too much. Okay. They alluded to unity happening in that little video. They were saying, you know, the Legion was shattered, but they're starting to unite.
Rewind. Say that again.
They're alluding to unity. It's happening.
What, for the World Eaters?
Yeah. In the video.
I missed that.
You were probably losing your mind too much, because I almost was. But they talk about Scalathrax in the video, and they say with like greater warlords and warband leaders coming to the fore, that they're starting to unite. So could actually be seeing a narrative shift for the army, which is pretty sick. Again, we're gonna have to dissect that video, really break it down. I mean, like, the new art is stunning. The new art will tell a little bit about the kind of models we're gonna expect to see as well. Like, that is just a thing now. So, you know, break down that artwork, everyone. let's try and find out what we can.
The most recent lore really about the World Eaters in Black Library stuff. So you get Eater of Worlds, which takes you right up to the beginning of Scalathrax, right? It gives you from Khorne's death, basically, I don't want to spoil, but you should know, you should have read the Siege of Terror, where Khorne, you know, Khorne gets killed. Then his body is recovered, and Eater of Worlds is about basically waking him up, and he has possibly the most badass awakening I've ever read, ever, or seen, or anything. From a single drop of blood spilled in anger, that motherfucker is crazy, and it's beautiful.
It's proper Doom guy. Yeah,
oh
it's
my
good.
god, yeah, it's so good. But then the whole book, he's not really in it much, because he's only in like the final third. But the final actions of the book is the onset of Scalafax, and there is a short story which takes place where it really demonstrates Khorne. He's fully lost to the Nows now. It's all gone. He is pure chosen of Khorne. Then there's a couple other stories later on. Chosen of Khorne is an audiobook, which kind of ties up some of the loose ends from Eater of Worlds with some of the other characters, which is really nice. But that's really it, other than Shroud of Night, which is basically an Alpha Legion Imperium book, but Khan's in that doing absolute work. But yes, if we can get something that is saying the band's back together, boys. You know, it's the reunion tour. It's like, I don't know, man. Like,
we'll have to see. Yeah, I imagine alluding to the kind of like more powerful warlords that they spoke about is like there's named character potential there for sure. Like we could see. I don't know, man. It's look, it's
what
it's
am
really
I thinking, Dara? What am I thinking?
I don't even want to know.
Say the word.
I think I know, but I don't want to know. Go for it.
He is the Impaler. Zuvor.
I hate that guy so much. He's not even a world leader, dude. He's a white scare.
Yes, he is. It's not
but
about
it's sick,
the genetics.
You know?
It's about how many people you absolutely murder. God damn, I want Zuvor back. But yeah, it's
well,
it's
we'll
Angron. It's Angron. Yeah, it's got to be Angron. Like, as much as it kind of doesn't make sense that Angron would unite the Legion, you know, like the World Eaters, like just don't give a fuck. Like, they don't have leaders. It's only like Khan's strength of charisma and the fact that no one can beat him in combat, realistically, that people follow him, and you know he's got the blessing of Khorne, so anyone who's following the Eightfold Path is just drawn to him, like, you know, he's like magnetic in that way. It's not because he's, you know, especially a great tactical leader or a great orator or anything. It's because where Khorne goes, the blood flows. It's like he carves the red path. So that's why World Eaters or anyone who follows Khorne follows him. That's really it. But there is opportunity for other, you know, lords, chaos lords to come in and kind of join alongside. But I can see I would like if Angron comes back, there to be maybe some division between Angron and Khorne. Like,
yeah, I reckon we'll see that, because like we've seen that with Typhus and Mortarion and Araman and Magnus, so stands to reason that would continue. So yeah, I mean, look, it's all up in the air right now. We'll have to see narratively how it develops, model-wise how it develops, rules-wise how it develops. Like, it's going to be hype. I don't know what more to say, dude. I mean,
no more artillery captain Khorne.
No more artillery captain.
David McDonald just made the comment there. And yeah, I don't want artillery captain Khorne. I want Khorne charging forwards, you know, I'm just going for it. I just want him up there, just absolutely ripping and tearing and slaughtering through everyone. But yeah, man, I don't know. Like, this is the day we've been waiting for. This is the day, you know, you and I have talked about so many times. Everyone in the Discord, everyone who's followed the channel, anyone who's been part of the World Eaters Facebook or Reddit, or it's just been a World Eaters player for, you know, as long as years and years, right? This is what we've been waiting for. And we've had the rumours, we've had, ever since the new Chaos Marines come out and they didn't have the World Eaters decals in there, it's like that was, okay, it's got to mean something. And today, unfortunately it's not the 8th of the month, because it should have been, but maybe...
We'll take it.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, this is it, man. I can't wait to see some more reactions. I wonder what Mini Wargaming Dave is doing right now. And then, you
I
know,
imagine
like,
he's pretty hype. He's a huge World Leaders guy, so
yeah. And you know,
Lawrence must be pretty hype as well.
Yeah, I was going to say Lawrence and Mark Perry from Art of War, and you know, there's a lot of big World Eaters players. Oh, is it DC from SN? I think it's DC that plays their World Eaters. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But there's a lot of like people with presences online. Long-time World Eaters fans. Yeah, Liam from DZ. Just, you know, I can't wait to see some more reactions because I just know it's. I know you're not an Orcs fan, right? But from the personality side, from the player personality, Orcs and World Eaters, like we're kind of one and the same. We're just
right. Yeah, totally. I so agree.
We're in it for just absolutely.
We're just there for the party.
Yeah, it's like I just want to kill some shit. I just want to fight. I just want to tear off heads without breaking the law. That's it. You know, I just want to get out this rage and anger and have a laugh about it. Have a drink while we're doing it. You know. And just have a good time. So I can imagine right now there's quite a few videos popping on YouTube of people just absolutely screaming into the camera. And I'm here for it because, I don't know, man. Like, this is it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a pretty good time to say as well that, like, just how much we appreciate everyone over the last, however long, that's, like, kind of stuck by us and, like, helped us build this really awesome community.
Yeah.
And, like, even through the relatively difficult and turbulent time that we've had going through this edition, when everything kind of kicked off for the Red Path and us, and like, you know, everyone stuck by us. The channel kept growing, the hype kept building, and we got to this place where we are today, where things are actually just going to start exponentially rocketing now. Everyone's going to be hanging out, the party's going to be great. But seriously, folks, like, thank you so much for everything, for sticking by us, for enjoying our content, giving us advice, giving us loads of ideas, interacting with us, chatting with us. You know, it's just really means a lot to us that this faction that we know and love so very well, that like myself and Jamie could share that love with everyone else and find so many like-minded individuals and engage with you all in such a meaningful and enjoyable way. And now we're getting our payback. You know, now things are really going to start heating up for us, and it's just going to be such a fun time. You know, so I hope everyone is as hyped as we are, because I'm really hyped. I'm really, really hyped.
Leading on from that, from like when we first started the channel, was really as a place to kind of, essentially I just wanted a place that would have like some tip videos on this is how the fight phase works. This is you know, some good options for World Eaters. And you know, I've said it several times, I figured get a couple hundred subscribers, just have like, basically as an extension of the Facebook community that was, you know, quite a part of at the time. And it has grown, like we're well over 3,000 subscribers now. I do anticipate that's probably going to grow. Lots of people have World Eaters armies, or, you know, Chaos Space Marine armies they can use. And the player base is going to explode. And I'm here for that. Just as a community, because like, just think, right? 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, before the channel started, there were a few World Eaters players, you know, showing up at tournaments. Like, you know, we'd go, you know, maybe go 2-1 at an RTT and stuff. We was probably just running our Berserker party buses and things like that. Then the community's grown together. We've coalesced, and, you know, we've got this kind of like brain trust, so to speak, as uncornate as that is, in our Discord especially. Right? So anyone who's in the chat and isn't part of the Discord, please consider coming along. Links are below and everything else. But just how many times have we evolved our lists and our play styles and our theories, and it's just shown that even with, you know, the limited resources we've had, we've managed to turn World Eaters into something that people actually respect. Because, you know, you play against World Eaters one time and you know, you succumb to the apoplectic frenzy, you don't make that mistake the second time. Like, players in my local area, like the RTTs I go to over in Dayton and stuff, anyone who I play the second time, they're screening back. Like, they're not on the line anymore. So they know that we have play. Just things like that. And that's come from a lot of community involvement. People just, you know, like giving their ideas, sharing lists and discussing lists and things like that. And it is great to be part of this community. And I'm so happy that everyone in the chat right now, everyone who's watching this later on, everyone in the Discord, Instagram, all these things, you're all here, and we're all just like, Yeah, this is our reward for fighting the long war. It's like our ship is landing on Terra, man. We're revving our chain axes. You know, the walls are crumbling down. We got a beeline for the Golden Throne, man. God damn.
It's going to be really exciting to see, you know, everything that happens. Obviously, you know, we're going to work harder to make the channel even better because now we have to. we have to stop being lazy. So yeah, like we'll do our best to keep improving things here. Don't worry about that, you know. And hopefully the Red Path can, you know, come into this new era of gameplay, this new era of story, of narrative alongside this release, and just keep going, you know, keep bringing you all with us, keep hanging out, having a good time, you know.
For sure. Couple just quick things. I think we're gonna. JW just mentioned about the Discord. Yeah, there should be a link below. Mark Perry's actually here in the chat. He says he's down for doing some reviews and discussions. I think we'll be taking you up on that at some point, Mark, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. When my heart rate comes back to something that isn't twice the normal rate, and I can think in a more like linear term that involves like thinking past the next two words I'm saying. But yeah, we're gonna be talking to people. We're gonna be interacting as much as we possibly can. No stress. Like we're gonna be there for it, you know.
It's good for the channel because I'm sure we can squeeze at least 3 more videos out of this announcement, because it's just been just as a footnote for everyone, it's been hard. Like Dara and I are always talking like, what the fuck are we going to make a video about right now? It's like there's so little. Like we've got 2 or 3 videos out of Armor of Contempt, and then like, you know, trying to do hobby stuff or find a tactical video or whatever. But now we've got a roadmap. We've got a red path towards where we're headed, right? When that Codex drops, like, I'm not going to be able to produce video. We're not going to be able to produce videos fast enough, like, because every unit we're going to have to do unit analysis and everything. We're going to have to do a freaking 5-hour stream, like talking about stuff.
I don't even want to think about all the hobby channel or hobby video queue that I'm going to have to do. Look, we're going to be under pressure, guys.
Yeah.
Please don't scream at us. Yeah. We'll do our best. We are but 2 human beings that are doing this for fun and memes, but we'll do what we can, you know.
Yeah. We'll. I'm just so damn hyped. But goddamn. Okay, look. Have you got any closing thoughts, Dara?
It's the day we've been waiting for, people, and let's be real, it's only up from here. You know, the long war, it's been going on. It's coming to an end. Victory's in sight. Look, I've never been more hyped.
Yeah.
Since I started the World Leaders, I've never been more hyped to see what comes next. We've been anticipating this for probably more than a year at this point. The rumors have been flying. They've been gathering pace. To a point, this was almost inevitable that this was going to happen. That doesn't really alter the level of excitement that when it is finally when it's finally confirmed from the official source, it's just different. It's not like, I saw this leak, I heard this thing. This is official, it's happening. World Leaders getting this stuff, it's going to be hype. And yeah, look, let's all just get excited. Let's start thinking. Let's start analyzing everything. I'm just super happy. I'm super happy.
Look, we're going to lock it off here because I do have to get ready for work, and I also need to get my head straight so I don't just go in and start fighting everyone at work. So look, I want everyone, get on your keyboards, get your phone ready to respond here, because I'm going to close us out with the only words that truly matter. Okay, the only thing that should be in our heart from now until the heat death of the universe. Blood for the blood god! Alright, everyone.
Hell yeah.
Stay safe.
You said.
Stay healthy, stay safe, all that shit. Come on, guys. Fucking World Eaters Codex. Let's go.
Kill, maim, and burn it. Let's go.
Do it.
Our turn. Our goddamn turn.
Alright, everyone. Have a good one. Thanks for being here.